I'll say Scott Connor. So I am Major, which is an O4 in the Air Force, and I'm 52R3, which is chaplain. So I'm still serving as a reservist. I'm in my 17th year, I believe. Okay, so uh, back when Trump, started the Space Force, there were several bases that were a part of, I think our base was the second base to be turned into a Space Force base. So I was already serving at Patrick Air Force Base, and it was turned into a Space Force base. So it's Patrick Space Force Base. So on the base, we had primarily Air Force members, but because we supported Kennedy Space or yeah Cape Canaveral Air Force well Space Force Station, it's called now. Uh, we serviced them. They turned our base into a Space Force base as well. So I never served in the Space Force, but I served on a Space Force base, which actually only had maybe 100 Space Force members on the base because yeah, it was very few. We were primarily servicing the Cape, which was launching rockets all the time.
What made you join?
Okay, good call. So I was in college, and uh, I was going to be a pastor or do missions, and 9/11 happened, and we had a chaplain from the Air Force come and speak right after 9/11. And I had never really heard about the chaplaincy up until that point. And so finding out that I could help with giving my seminary, and then I was at the time going to go full time with the chaplaincy, but they didn't really have a need, so I went into the reserve. So I think I would say 9/11 kind of, I was proud to be able to serve my country. I love aviation. I have my private pilot's license, so I love to fly and everything aviation, so it was very natural for me to do the Air Force, and so very yeah, I would say probably 9/11 primarily was the instigator for me.
Hmm. Um, how about your scariest and or funniest moment?
Scariest or funniest moment? Oh, well, I had a couple, I think it was 2 years ago. There was a tornado on our base, and I just so happened to be in the weather squadron. I wouldn't say it's scary. That it was kind of funny. If you're familiar with weather people, and when a tornado comes through the area, they get all giddy. It was like a bunch of kids in a candy store. They're like so excited, all looking at all the numbers and freaking out. So we were able to go up to the observation deck in the weather squadron there, and I've got some video of it. It's pretty it's pretty crazy. They're all like, "It's coming right over us! It's coming right over us!" And you could see the wind swirling and stuff. So that was pretty neat. Man, I got tons of stories about just watching rockets, take off and then land. Um, yeah, that's probably good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it. Um, this is, I'm sorry, get in the screen here. This is kind of a school project here, so because we're heading down to Kennedy next week
Oh, cool.
and kind of tying this in. I've got another guy at work who's a Navy SEAL who actually trained at Kennedy um, with his group. So we're going to get some information from him and kind of tie it all together as what goes on and some of the backstories and things like that. So.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's been a great career. I was able to see the shuttles launch at there at Kennedy. The last two shuttles I was able to view. That was really neat. Then I got to go up into I think it was 32B or one of the launch towers, and I got some little trinkets from the shuttle. But it's just weird walking up in those things and seeing how antiquated it was. I was like, how in the world did these guys ever get in one of these shuttles? It was like from the 80s, and it's like, steam, everything was steam vented, and the dials were like felt like it was from, the 1950s and stuff. It
Yep.
was really unique. But yeah, no, it's been a good career. I'm not sure if I'm going to go beyond 20.
Uh,
We'll see about that. But yeah, have fun down at Kennedy Space Center. That's a neat place. Got to check space flight now to see if there's a rocket going up during that time.
I think the day after, which we'll see, but I know we're there on Tuesday, and I think there's a rocket launch on Wednesday.
Uh
So we've got I mean, we don't have to be anywhere, so
yeah.
we may try and work it to stay down there.
Yeah, if you can. It's depending on what rocket's going up. If it's a SpaceX, then it's probably going to go up timely. But
Yeah, Falcon 9, I believe.
oh yeah, then you're pretty good to stay to watch that if you want to. Most of those go up when they say they're going to go up. The rest of them are like can go. They'll say they might, keep laying it off for a whole year.
Yeah.
We had the rocket that I got to go up and touch it had been scheduled for 4 months, and then I found out it was another 6 or 7 months until it actually went up. And so I just sat on the pad. I was like, that can't be good for
And
all that salty air and everything.
wow.
But yeah, and then if it's a Falcon 9, you got to see if it's landing back at the Cape or if it's landing out at sea, but that the first stage will come back, which is really incredible to watch.
Yeah, I'll have to look. I get emails from them on the launches, so I'll have to look and see exactly what they're doing
Yep. And then sometimes they'll have, well, when are you going?
next week.
Oh, okay, okay. Because sometimes they'll have, to be determined, and they'll just pop it up in a day, and they're gonna launch another one. So I think they're pushing for like 130 rockets this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely a lot better than what NASA used to do.
Oh yeah. Well, SpaceX has really, gotten that going. They were doing them every other day there for a while.
Hmm.
It's pretty neat. I think they just last year did two in one day, which was a kind of a milestone. Like within 24 hours, they launched two rockets.
Wow.
So pretty neat. Yeah, you guys have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email or yeah, I don't know too many people that are still there now. I've been there for about a year, and some of the chaplains that I connected with are gone now. But yep, good stuff.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Apologies for the delay again.
nah, we worked it out. It's good. Not a problem. You guys have a good trip then, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Hunter, talk to you later.
See ya.
Yep, bye.
Bye.